Welcome to Rhode Island. This is my home. Very simple. One floor to work, one floor to live, and that's it. Bonjour. That's right. All right. Let's make some coffee and go downstairs. Hi everyone. My name is Rachel Rosenkratz. I'm a French luthier based in Rhode Island, and let's take a tour. So every day I just go downstairs to start the day, l'entrée des artistes, and I get into my wood shop. Here it is. Some posters, some guitars in the work, almost done. Here, a figured maple, one that's gonna be arched up, and I'm gonna use some Osage orange for a bridge alternative to ebony. Osage orange have about the same density, and it's so overlooked that I wanna give this one a try. Here we're looking at a parlor guitar with some Sinker redwood, which is my last piece of Sinker redwood. I am not using that wood anymore, as we know it's getting more and more rare, so let's not be that person. Here I'm tracing the shape of the pickguard that will be in quilted maple. I've done some detail on the rosette here. I'm gonna also insert a couple dots. The sides and back are in Indian rosewood. Everything is French polished. That's what I use. This one is almost done. I just soldered the pickup and the transducers. It's almost ready to be strung up. This is cedar and also Indian rosewood with some abalone. Let me make sure the camera can, yes, pick up on that. And it will go into Marfa, but my favorite part is this one. Yeah, it is a 9-string baritone guitar. Let the camera zoom in it by itself. No, it's blurry. Oh well. Let's turn it around. And you can tell the green material is fish skin. Yeah, it's ray skin, shagreen. I use that a lot on my guitars, and I'll show you more. So that was for the guitar in the works. My workbench is right in the middle of the room and everything gravitates around. So let's start clockwise with the bandsaw, good old classic Delta 1950s, a beauty. Works like a workhorse. What I really like about it, even though it's loud, it's, come on, the chain. There we go. This, to switch the belt to this type of chain, is a game changer. It's loud, but oh boy, it never fails. Highly recommend it. If you have questions about it, just email me. Sharpen. There we go. Then, belt sander, drill press, and always fire extinguishers, never too safe. 3D printer. Right now, working on an accessory slide where you don't get your finger caught and nor your finger too contrived in playing slide. So it's a position that feels pretty natural. That will be cast in bronze, but right now it's 3D printed and a bit of clay. I built my own CNC machine. And so far it's been only used on few pieces of MDF. I still have to learn a bunch about it. But for mold and jigs, that's gonna be great. Spindle sander that I can bring up. Sandpaper and micro mesh, all in order of, grits. What else do we have? More work in progress. Goes from ukuleles to a houser to a parlor to some 3D printed ceramic resonator guitars. I'll get back to those in more detail. And here a version of a palme diffuseur, the Martineau invention from the 50s that amplifies naturally the acoustics. My hand tools. This is one of my favorite color, that dark blue slate. It's just, it feels good. And the tools pop really easily from the wall. This is the closet where I keep all the glues and things I need to, to remain in a safe place like that. More hand tools. And then we're gonna shift to materials. So as far as material, that is kind of funny in my studio is I work a lot with fish skin. And as you can see, let's go very close. It is very durable. And I use that as a replacement of pick guards. It's very thin. It weighs less than plastic. It's greener than plastic. And you know what I like? Because it's also flexible, it moves with the wood. So I like it a lot. Some double top Nomex material, and I'm hoping soon to be able to play with that. Molds and jigs and molds. And next, ready to be used when I'm ready for a classical or a parlor. Here I am working on what I call the Miko caster. Those are through necks that will go on a guitar made out of mushroom. Yes, you heard it right. And I have a test on my bench right there inside, a little uke as a test. And this is how the mushroom looks like once grown. But let's keep the tour ongoing, and it needs to sharpen. Here we have some test of freehand 3D printed, so you can draw in space with actually printable sawdust. That spool is actually sawdust with glue, extruded, so you can draw in space with it. This is the mycelium mushroom that you can grow within farm waste to grow a guitar. Takes how many hundreds of years to grow a tree to make a guitar? With mushroom, you can grow that in a month. And here, kombucha leather. Doing some tests to see if there's cruelty-free way to make skin on banjos. Those are small tests, and they are promising. They were done at different thicknesses, and the 3-week one is the winner. Upcycled tilapia from Brazil, Amanda Hawk. There's a fish farm near her place, and those skins used to go to trash. She makes beautiful leather. I will use those for a different application. I will not use those as a pick guard, but as guitar strap. Very robust, very pretty. And you know, all the wood you need to build guitars. All the wood is almost to thickness, all sticked, all organized. And more wood, but here already more in the lumber thickness. Repairs and restoration. And thickness sander. So that was the clockwise tour. Now let's see on the workbench itself. Leveling table, purfling, binding, drawing, more drawing, and a very strange project that took me a year with my 6,000 bees to actually grow. That is an experimental, more sculptural guitar. Let me just lift it up. Here I started to use some Nomex from Double Top, which is actually the same size and pattern that what bees will grow naturally on their own. They started to follow the blueprint I gave them. Some aspect worked, some didn't, but it was a great learning curve. Yeah, this guitar was inside a beehive for a whole year. Let me switch hand so I can hold it up. Right. So yeah, I'm waiting for excess honey to drip, but everything is almost non-sticky anymore, getting there. So I was talking about the mushroom growth. Let's open up what's going on inside. It's not fully been 3 weeks, but it should be halfway. It's gonna look pretty gross, but when it's fully grown, it starts to look much prettier. It will be very textured, but it will be more white and puffy. And once baked, it's hard as a rock. All right, let's see. Hey, not bad. It looks gnarly right now, but believe me, it will be pretty. I'll send you more pictures in 2 weeks. All right. So what I have also on my bench, you've noticed, is a sewing machine and materials, antimicrobial, fabric, and some HEPA filter. I'm making masks for, you know, the situation we're in. So I've been putting some guitars on hold and focusing on making masks. This is from RISD, where I teach as well, and I'm glad I was able to borrow this. I do give class online directly from my wood shop. Here is my whiteboard and have an easel for that. So I teach right there in front of this wall. This is my favorite tool, and thank you, Robbie Lee, for introducing me to this. This is a far superior pitchfork. All right, let's Bluetooth some tune into it and test the resonance. Let's grab one. So let me just turn off the music a bit. So I'm just showing you the upper bout. The lower bout is not as loud as the upper one. So this guitar design that I came up with resonates based on the inspiration of the shape of an inner ear, seashells, and built the strength from observing also skeleton and bones. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with the experiment, and I think I know how to improve it. But yeah, this is it's been a pretty wild adventure. And this is 3D printed in ceramic. I couldn't find a place around here that will have a 3D printer with a bed big enough for this type of material, so I ended up printing it in Ukraine, in Odessa. It's pretty strong. It made it all the way here in one piece. So even though they're not completely finished, I couldn't wait to show you that, because that's the thing I'm the most excited about in the wood shop right now. I mean, I'm never tired of those either, don't get me wrong. So I've moved to this very shop last July, so it's not been a full year yet, and it's been my favorite shop yet. Even though it's smaller than my previous shops, I made it work more efficiently, and I love spending my days here. Alright, that's it. That was the tour of my studio and what's currently in the works. So this is Monday. Good way to set the tone for the rest of the week. Let's get stuff done. Starting with those. It's gonna be fun. All right. Have a good day, everybody.